The Sisterhood is an organization of mothers that lost their children to gun violence. So when you see the sisters with these pink and blue shirts on, those are mothers that have actually lost their children to senseless violence. We organize, we get together every day and we talk. And I live with, every day, watching these mothers break down. You know, their heartbreak and their sadness and grief. I live with grief every day. I too have lost my son to gun violence. So I really, when I see people come together to try to stand up and do something about it, or just even make an attempt, you know, it does my heart well. It won't bring my son back. Justice is if my son was here. I heard a sister say that the other day. Justice is not locking somebody up and sending somebody to penitentiary. Justice would be if my son was here with me today.
Everybody gonna say what's but us, y'all. Ain't no great white hope, ain't no state sanctioned spokesperson gonna come out and do this here. Everybody gonna say what's but us. And we know what the Sandinista said in Latin America, that the will of the people is greater than the man's technology. That's right. What that means in plain language terms is that we know we outgunned, we know they got more badges, you know, the whole thing, but the will, the people, I'm not saying that some sort of abstract cliche type of way. Come on now. If you don't believe me, don't take it from the horse's mouth, take it from the pig's mouth. The former director FBI J. Edgar Hoover himself said. The Black Panther Party represented the number one internal threat to the United States security since that of the Civil War. We talking about a group of brothers and sisters that basically range from ages 14 to 24 years old. Shook this system up. Now, we don't want, some people say, okay, well, here comes Chairman Fred Jones, he called up in the 60s. Let's fast forward to here today. Let's be very clear. Let's start with the correct premise on what's happening here in Chicago. Deal is, it's an old adage that says God created Africans and America made niggas.
Come on, say that.
We add on to that. We add on to that adage, say God created Africans, America made niggas. We add on to that. We say the mayor and the machine manufactured Chirac.
Say that.
The mayor and the machine manufactured Chirac. This is done by design.
That's right.
Now you think people say, oh, here he come again. He always blaming the white man and the government, and we do.
We do.
We do.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? And you talking about a system that strategically, scientifically created a form of chemical biological warfare, crack, that was designed to be more melanin. In other words, the more dark you are, the more addicted you're gonna become to it.
Right.
So we gotta be very clear what's happening in this city. And Chicago is a microcosm of what's happening throughout the world. Not throughout the country, but throughout the world. One of America's policies is to create chaos and restore order. Create chaos and restore order. Chicago, which remains to be one of the top segregated cities in the country.
That's right.
Known for structure. In fact, it was one of the last major cities that crack cocaine was able to be brought in. They had strategically, they killed Fluky Stokes, locked up Jeff Ford. It was just strategic. You know what I'm saying? This is a city that was known for structure. You know what I'm saying? So in Iraq, in places like Iraq, they strategically, they got rid of the go-getters, you know what I'm saying? And they raised up the runt to the little, for lack of better terms. You know what I'm saying? So this is by design, so we gotta be very clear on a consistent basis, not just when it's politically correct to start talking about this here, but every day, and be very clear that all police don't wear uniforms.
No. Come on, tell us. Right.
And anyone that believes that the police or the mayor or this system is talking about stopping crime in our community, you believe that Don King wants to stop boxing.
In Illinois, over 70% of the people that go in and out of Illinois prison are repeated offenders. 70% of the Illinois prison population are repeated offenders. These are people going in and out of prison. Do you know 65% of those people come from 6 neighborhoods in Chicago? 6 neighborhoods in Chicago make up 65% of the repeated offenders that go in and out of prison. So what happened when one of them brothers or sisters come back to one of these 6 neighborhoods, they got a 90% chance of going back to prison and only a 10% chance of staying out.
Right. 2
years ago, they recorded 3.8 million people in Illinois that got convictions in their background. That's enough people to vote to decide who's going to be the governor. Where I come from on the west side in the Austin community, every year 3,000 people return back to that community on parole. That's enough people, if organizers come together, can vote and decide who's going to be the state rep, who's going to be the state senator. So when we talk about these 6 communities with all these convicted felons, if the convicted felons come together and just become a voting bloc.
I need as many people to support me with this expungement program because so many people are they are charged wrongly, just like so many people are incarcerated wrongfully. And those of you that have loved ones in Cook County Jail, they are entitled to register to vote. They have not been sentenced. Cook County Jail is just a hearing, a holding facility.